Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel 1 TV invites you to exhibit at AgriFair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agriculture exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery? This is your platform to connect with the world. AgriFair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery? This connect AgriFair 2025 exhibition. Expertise, grow produce, sell, network, and expand your business. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205-973-973. Come one, come all. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. And treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. Great taste, great value. Don't miss out. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 CDFM and is proudly sponsored by Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Development Bank Ghana.
Hello, welcome to another edition of What the Papers Are Saying. I am Vivian Lokko. Thank you for making time to join us for today's edition, where we'll look at the big stories for the day. We'll look at specific angles from various media outlets, and then we go deeper into those conversations around the angles that they have churned out. When we come back, I'll take you through the stories that made headlines for this week. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Yeah, welcome back to What the Papers Are Saying. So let me quickly take you through the stories that made headlines. Of course, one that has been the topic for this week are the demolitions of structures in the way of waterways, especially around Ramsar sites. So let's see how that story was captured by some of the media outlets. Let me take you to the Ghanaian Times, because their focus was more houses to go down, RESEC NADMO MMDC's lead operation. City Newsroom says chiefs who sold Ramsar site land must compensate victims. This is the Greater Accra Regional Minister Linda Oklu speaking over there. And then finally on this story, Channel 1 News says no call from above halted Sakumo Ramsar demolition NADMO boss. So these are some of the stories around the demolition exercise. Let's move away from that. And of course, during the week as well, there was the announcement and subsequent shutdown of the embassy, the Ghana embassy in the United States, DC to be specific. Let's see how that story was captured as well. Let me take you to the Daily Graphic. They say visa scam rocks embassy in US, staff creates fraudulent account, employee sacked. City Newsroom, Ablakwa's embassy shutdown sends strong anti-corruption message. Elikem Kotoko speaking over there. Then Channel 1 News says Ghana's embassy in Washington, D.C. to reopen May 29. So those are some of the stories around that development as well. Subsequently, the embassy, we're told, has been reopened. Let's move away from that. And some weeks back, the issue about the missing containers at the Tema ports from the ECG made a lot of news. The latest to it is that the containers have been found and more have also been added to the actual figure that was reported earlier around which containers were missing. So let's see the new angle to that. Daily Graphic has it. They say 2,637 containers retrieved. City Newsroom says Energy Ministry traces 2,637 ECG containers after audit. So those are the stories around that. Let me take you to the stories along the suspended Chief Justice, Tokonu, the latest around that. Daily Guide's latest angle to that is Supreme Court dismisses Tokonu's injunction. Channel 1 News, Supreme Court unanimously rules against Tokonu's injunction application. City Newsroom, we are sanitizing judicial system. Tanko backs ruling against CJ's injunction. And finally, on Channel 1 News, government to introduce clear legal framework for removing Supreme Court Justice. This is the majority leader, Mahama Ayariga, speaking over there. So we wrap up with that. We'll go to another story which is still making headlines because of where it's gotten to. Has to do with the arrest and detention of the MPP chairman for the Ashanti region. What is the latest to it? Let me take you to City Newsroom. They say Wontumi being investigated for fraud, money laundering. This is the Deputy Attorney General who released that information early or later this evening. That's on Thursday on that matter. Let's go to Channel 1 News. They say Wontumi's 50 million CD bill unreasonable, Afenyo marking. And then finally on that, we'll take you to City Newsroom. Drama at Yoko as minority MPs sit on the streets to protest Wontumi's detention. So those are the latest around the arrest and detention of Chairman Wontumi. When I come back, I'll introduce my guest and then we'll delve into the issues. Stay with us.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink adds a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
On Footprints, this Friday, Professor Kwesi Yanka continues his story about his academic journey, his writing ability as a public intellectual, and his stint with politics.
The pen at risk. Your memoirs.
Yes.
What's the central theme? What's the takeaway from this one?
Oh, you can still make it in life even if you started from what many would consider as the wrong angle.
And my favorite, the missing pages of June 4th.
We wanted to do a special issue on June 4th. You won't believe it. We went through all the libraries in Ghana. We couldn't get a single newspaper on June 4th. In other words, graphic editions of Daily Graphic on June 4th.
They were missing.
They were missing. This book really shook him. Meeting Jerry Rawlings for the first time at Ridge, face to face, and I had scheduled the appointment, seeking to give him a copy of this. This thing racked lots of injuries. past injuries
Yeah.
that were reopened by just giving him this book. He opened it page by page and page by page, and instead of the 15 minutes that I was anticipating between us, the meeting lasted more than 1.5 hours.
Footprints airs every Friday at 7 p.m. with a repeat on Sunday at 4 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV. In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensa.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensa
I welcome you especially to Lifeline
every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
This June, the business wave is back and it's bigger than ever. The City Business Festival 2025 on City FM and Channel 1 TV, where it's all about business. This June, we will be celebrating Ghanaian businesses, re-examining our business modules and practices through our business fora, and sharing knowledge through our on-air business discussions. Make a business date with the on-air series every weekday at 9 a.m. on the City Breakfast Show on 97.3 City FM and 10 a.m. on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. From expert interviews to real-world insights to the tools you need to grow. Don't miss a single moment this June. It's the City Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business. Only on City FM and Channel 1 TV. Your business, your future, your time is now. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and let's grow together. The City Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business.
The City Business Festival 2025 is powered by 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV, and it's proudly sponsored by Absa Bank, MTN Business, and Zonda Tech Ghana Limited.
So you're welcome back to What the Papers Are Saying. I'm Vivian Lokko. Thank you for joining us. Let me quickly introduce my guests for today. We have Samuel Atamensa. He's here with us at City FM as well as Channel 1 TV. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
And then I also have Selam Adonu also here with us at City FM as well as Channel 1 TV. Selam, welcome.
Thank you, Vivian.
So guys, it's been an eventful day today, from seeing members of parliament, minority members to be specific, sitting on the floor in protest against the detention of the chairman of the New Patriotic Party and the sum of the bill condition, among others. I don't know who to start with. Samuel, did you monitor the protest, the walk from Parliament all the way to Yoko, the sitting down and the statements made by the MPs?
Yes, I did.
What are your thoughts around the way they are protesting to get Wuntumi's conditions changed and then taken out of, detention?
I mean, in their position, that would be the logical thing to do. I mean, they are in Parliament on behalf of the party, representing the people, and Wuntumi is one of their own. In fact, a main character that belongs to the party as well. So I think that what they did was to be expected, and I think it's triggered again by the lack of information flow, and so it raises their the apprehension, and The barrier now is the bond issue.
Yes.
What do you call
50
it?
million.
Raising
The
the
bond,
money,
yeah.
the bill, right? It raises their the apprehension and barrier now is the issue.
50 million. Bond. Bill bond.
And watching the space, at times I ask myself the question that how come suddenly anytime there's a request for the bond, it's only candidate Japan who shows up?
He's the main man, the financier, isn't it?
And so that 8 years of the MPP, it was only candidate Japan who made money out of the MPP? What are we talking about? and NDC should be learning from this. When you have power, you enrich foreigners. You go to the ministries, you see some mole people from some countries, they are there taking big money. You enrich people who did not sweat for the party to come into power. Today, they are looking for bail. It is only Kennedy Japan who will carry his things and go there. I mean, maybe there are things happening that we don't know. That's why I started by saying that I'm talking from the media point of view. And clearly, it's looking impossible to raise this 50 million cedis thing.
Yeah.
Okay, where are the businessmen? Those who are getting the fat contracts, energy contracts, and all those things, where are they? They should call them. Party, go and sit down, call all the ministers, the people that were enriched. And I'm not talking about illegitimately, legitimately. Go and look for them and then come and contribute so that they'll go and build a man.
Yeah, minority leader says they can't afford it.
They can't based on what he knows.
Yeah.
But what we know is that there are people who made money proper. They should go and call them to come and build. It's not only Kennedy Japan. Kennedy Japan, the money that he has, it will finish. If he continues throwing, everybody goes, he's bailing everybody. He can't bail everybody.
He bailed Kufi as well.
He can't bail everybody. That's why the thing has chalked the way it's chalked. They should go and fish out the people who made the money. And there are people who made filthy money in 8 years. They should go and look for them. They are all hiding. They will not show up. They are looking for people to go and build Chemaun to me. They are all hiding. And it's sad. So NDC, you to learn. If you are giving contracts and you give it to mole people, one day we will look for bail bonds.
For you.
And it will be only Ibrahim Mahama who will show up. So please, I hope you are learning.
let me bring you, Salom. 50 million. I mean, you would think that if the full minority team comes together, they should be able to cough it.
Yeah, so, I mean, they don't have to bring the cash.
Yeah.
They have to put
Property,
some
assets and all
property
that.
or assets, or they call it landed property, to that value, you know. So, if in Kennedy Japan, I wonder how many landed properties is putting together to reach the 50 million. But I think there are a few avenues open to them. They can go to court or they can engage further so that the bail conditions are relaxed a bit. So that, because his ill health itself could be a point they can exploit, as in making the point that he's ill, he needs to be free to seek medical help, etc. And so keeping him there, even though he's on bail or is supposed to be on bail, because of the onerous nature of the bail bond, it's as good as not being admitted to bail. So they can go to court and ask for a relaxation of the bail terms, or they can engage a Yoko further and get that done. One would expect, or would have expected, that given who he is known. Everybody knows him more or less. So he could have been admitted to self-recognizance bail. But it depends on the agency. OSP, for example, says the office doesn't admit people to self-recognizance bail. When the Frimpong Boateng matter came up, and people were wondering why he would be arrested and sureties, etc., will be required before he's bailed. he made a point, anybody who comes there is arrested and the person has to be bailed. So it depends on the agency involved. I mean, nobody, I think accountability is important, and nobody should run away from accountability. It's important. But what we will ask is that the process must be fair. His rights shouldn't be trampled upon. It must be done well, etc. For the minority guys, yeah, that's what we expect them to do, or that's what we expected of them. They said they were going to be there for a long time. I hope they return tomorrow and they do that a number of times. Instead of maybe, of course, they can go there, but I hope as they are marching to their place, they are also making calls and calling people who have the means to come and bail him. Because, I mean, perhaps marching there mounts political pressure, but it's important they try and raise.
But isn't this 50 million too much?
Yeah, it depends on the. We don't know the full extent of the problem or of the
yeah.
crime, of the alleged crime or the offense. You know, so it depends on that. But 50 million looks quite big, and perhaps Wontumi himself, he talks a lot, showing gold bars on TV, all of that. So the average person will wonder, Wontumi, 50 million, you know, our properties worth 50 million. That's quite a lot of money. But again, like I said, they should engage further and see and ask for a relaxation of the bail terms. Because if you grant the person bail and the person is there, what's the point? And he's not well. I hear it's on admission. I mean, so as he is there, you are not interrogating him. He's just been admitted to a medical facility. I wonder what's going on. And I think they should engage further. But I think his lawyer, he's made a point that he's well, he's been treated well, everything is fine. That should allay fears of all of us who are hoping that he's treated well, etc. Once his lawyer says things are well, we hope that it ends there. Minority, that's the political side of it. They will mount the pressure. Yeah, they have to do that. And hope that the pressure will get to a level where it will become unbearable and the powers that be will tone down and release him.
Okay.
But yes.
I'll give you guys a quick video of the minority leader earlier in Parliament and saying that they can't afford that 50 million and the authorities must relook at that bill.
Bill conditions. The man is still in the hospital. You are demanding 50 million worth of property.
The minority says until Yoko adheres to their demand, the caucus will not avail itself for parliamentary business.
I am saying that until Iyoko is able to do the right thing, we, the MPP side, however our numbers, will protest by absenting ourselves from proceedings of this house and join him. We are all going to sleep there with him, and we are not going to ask for any property. We don't have 50 million worth of properties. Where is he going to get it from? That go and bring landed documents. Mr. Speaker, they must do the right thing, and we will not be part of any proceedings. Mr. Speaker.
In a show of solidarity, members of the minority caucus subsequently marched to the Yoko office, protesting the arrest and continued detention of Chairman Wontumi.
What is going on is an obvious abuse of the legal processes aimed at intimidating people who are known to be political opponents of this current administration. Here's a man.
So those are minority members of Parliament marching to the Yoko office. Yes, Ms.
But you see, the minority, they should take their time small when they are walking.
They shouldn't walk briskly.
They're walking fast, and Patricia Page was chopping last. You know, you should know that you have elderly women. You have to take your time. You know, you're not doing training. No, you are just walking to get the attention of the public.
Agency of the situation.
Yeah, they need to get them quick.
Fast. And I could see some man be so. Every in political suit, challenge move. So you are dealing with Jerry Ahmed Saib, who is an athlete, the Olympic Committee, weightlifting, everything. Jerry is leading the team. You are following. But I think the politicians, they should calm down when they have the law in front of them. You understand? Once the law is instructing you, there's, at times some of the concert party around these things is not needed. Okay, I mean, when you keep him there for 3 days, then what happens? I mean, that's a question I'm asking myself. I mean, this man is not some radical criminal that you have arrested. That, I mean, he may have erred, but that's why the courts are there. Yeah. I mean, you give the indication that you have investigated something and found out that something had gone wrong.
Yeah.
You don't put the person behind some Yoko place for 3 days telling us that you are investigating. So why did you bring him there? And they both do it. MPP is doing it, NDC is doing it. And whilst NDC is doing it today, they shouldn't think that they'll be there forever.
Yeah.
That one day, we've seen the cycle. Do it in a manner that you'll be happy when it's done to you.
Yeah.
Because if you're asking yourself, will it ever be done to me? The answer is yes. It will be done to you. The time will come. It's just what it is. The Bible says seasons, daytime, nighttime, they will always come. Today is your turn. Tomorrow will be somebody's turn. Do it as the law requires. The man is not well. I'm getting. At times when I see the politicians do this thing, I worry because it doesn't bring any progress. If the law says if you are taking money from the government, there's a way, but keeping him there to get all this attention. The president is in the Bono region. The president is doing tour in the. But every media house is reporting to me. So what's the point? It's taking attention from important things.
Yeah.
Today they elected the new ADB president, AFDB president. Nobody knows because we are all talking about Wontumi. And you see the Wontumi will come out. They will relax the bill condition. They will relax it. They can't keep him there for 1 month. They will relax it and the man will come out.
So aren't we setting a bad precedent? The same cycle.
Well, like Saman says, politicians have a way they behave. We hope the bail conditions are relaxed. And this bail matter, it appears quite simple sometimes, but if they want to stretch it, so for example, they say property is worth 50 million. Now you gather some properties and you bring them. So you go and bring valuation report. What shows that it is 50 million? So that's another work. And people have to go around and check the places to be sure that indeed those properties exist. The documents must sometimes be taken to Lands Commission to be validated and all of that. So if they want to stretch it, they will stretch it for a long time. But of course, I don't think Wontumi will run away. I don't think it's a flight risk, which is key in the issue of bail.
The dollar is
been the asset reduction in the value.
Okay, so the dollar is affecting it. So if it was higher, now if you change it, it's smaller.
When they first did their valuation, the dollar was 16 to the dollar, and now it's like 10. The thing has come to 10 is rushing to 9. So the thing is affecting them.
So something that was 50 million before we got like 30.
Don't let here.
I mean, we just hope they do it well, but it's interesting. I would have wished that after the CID, which he went voluntarily, Yoko could have invited him as well. Yeah. I mean, just to take the drama away and all of that. But I don't know.
The drama is so unnecessary.
It's law mixed with politics. So I think he could have been invited the same way Yoko CID invited him. You keep him there, whatever you want to do, you interrogate him. But I'm just concerned that because he's not well, we should deal with that properly. We don't know what's wrong with him. We hope that he is well and he comes out well. Because if something happens to him, then you've not achieved the purpose, because you wouldn't have done or concluded your investigations, and everything you want to retrieve becomes a bit more difficult.
Okay.
While the person is there, while he's there, Deputy Attorney General now goes to publish why he has been invited. And I'm asking, so you are so clear on why the person has been invited. So why are you keeping him there?
We don't want to probe further.
No,
some details.
Probe further, So if you needed time to probe further, what if they had raised the 50 million? You wouldn't need time anymore?
No. So I think what would happen is they'll tell you to report maybe every 2 days.
Which they can still do. That's the point I'm making. They can still do. You know, they're keeping him there, for me, is worrying.
All right. We'll move away from that, but we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll look at the demolition exercise being undertaken by RECSEC, Greater Accra, RECSEC. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Is it the luxurious rooms? Or the serene green surroundings? Is it the tempting swimming pool? Or the classy conference room? Or the cute gift shop? Maybe it's our chef's array of cooking delights. Whichever way, it's all about Cactus Creek. A most respected hotel. 055 039 5007.
What do you do when love cuts deep and blood cuts deeper? Your sister, your fiancé, one secret shatters everything. This week on Sister Sister, the drama reaches a breaking point. Loyalty is tested, truths are revealed, and forgiveness, that might be too much to ask.
Dear sisters, I'm a woman in her 30s with a good job, and I'm fortunate to have one of the best men as my husband-to-be. One day, I collapsed just when I was about to leave home for work and ended up in a coma at the hospital for about 3 weeks. The eldest in my family suggested my sister stands in for me as my fiance's wife until I come out of coma, and that's exactly what happened. I feel betrayed, I feel hurt, and I don't know what to do. My sister and I aren't talking because of this. Likewise, the man I thought I loved.
It's understandable that he's not his sister, because no matter what, if my sister did that to me, I'll never forgive her for life, even when we start talking.
So as you marry the sister, are you going to consummate the marriage, or are you just going to hold on till she comes out of coma? Why, if you're not going to consummate the marriage while she's in coma, why don't you just hold on till she recovers?
I'm thinking if her family is that prudent and clear-minded, I don't see how you are not even thinking of her coming out of where she is first.
Right.
Don't miss it. Friday at 9 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV. Grab the popcorn. This is not your average family drama. Sister Sister is proudly sponsored by Gino. Gino truly cares.
So welcome back to What the Papers Are Saying. I am Vivian Lokko in the studio. I have Samuel Atamensa as well as Selom Adonu. We're looking at the big stories for the week. We'll move to the demolition of structures in waterways. The Greater Accra Regional Minister has led a team that have started the demolitions. They started at the Sakumo Ramsar site. She has subsequently admonished the owners of the land to compensate persons who were affected, perhaps with lands at other places, among others. But let's look at the exercise proper. Let me come to my guest in the house. It appears Linda Oklu has done something that nobody has been able to do. She started the proper demolitions.
Yeah. No, she has. We are happy. We are very, very happy that she's doing that. Or well, she's leading the team to do that. And I think it's a bold It's a very bold step, but I kind of, I'm hoping that the government from Jubilee House will give her the full backing to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you are exposing this woman and her family to danger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's all I'm praying for. That it will not always be Linda Oklu physically go and stand there to see. The next time the chief of staff should be there, the next time the president or the vice president, so that they will give the picture that this is a government thing. Otherwise, people will victimize the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Long after she's out of the place, people will still visit him with this thing. So it doesn't have to be Linda Oklu's agenda. It's a government agenda. And to even emphasize this resolve by the government to clear our waterways, we should take it to the regions.
Mm-hmm.
You go to Ashanti region, we have similar problems there. It may not be Ramsar side, but clear waterways. Places that used to have streams and rivers. They have blocked the streams, the rivers, and they have built on the riverbed.
Mm-hmm.
In Kumasi, is happening. So the government should, I think they should own it. It shouldn't be a Linda Oklu thing. Otherwise, one day, this woman will be in trouble.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, true. Great points, Amen Smith. I think she's trying, or she's tried to lead this together with the Bright and the Tema West gentleman Ludwig. I think they should take it to the end, and when they finish, they shouldn't just leave the place. They must ensure that the people don't come back. Because people will come back. People, I don't know how people behave, but seeing all of these, 2-3 years later, people will come back to the place and build again. You know, there was a gentleman who takes care of the place, and the people
the forestry commission man
of taking money and
allegedly,
things. And a very uncomfortable situation he found himself.
Yeah.
Just by the minister, he was trying to deny that and all. I mean, we must get to the logical conclusion of that. If people took money and allowed them to do that, we should deal with them.
Yeah.
The chiefs who gave that place out, we should deal with them. And her Oklu's plea to the chiefs quite interesting, that they should find them, or other places. As if only they have places. They didn't. I'm not sure they had places. That's why they gave them these ones.
Yeah.
So Accra,
so that's it. Yeah, everything is.
And the people, you see, when you are going to buy property, you have to perform some due diligence. What is the plan for the area, or the town and country planning and all? Now they call them loops also. What is their plan for that area? And if that area is supposed to be a flood buffer, a zone for all of these, why do you go and buy the place? And some of the pictures, some of the people actually built in water, and just by a wall was a water body in a Ramsar site. You don't risk it. You build, but you never stay in your house, because anytime is a rainy season, you cannot stay in your house, and not just you endanger everybody. So it's sad to see the things go down, but it's a necessary thing they have to do. So we applaud them, but we require that the government of the day will give the lady the full backing. And I don't know if it falls in line with the president's task force on flats and all of that. The ones that went to the Wager area and asked some place to be demolished.
Well,
So we hope that they are coordinated properly, and after a while we see all our waterways, etc., cleared. So we see if this flooding situation could be improved. We need seriousness. So when you look at the Wager area, for example, they said they've started spilling. People have built where they shouldn't build. That's what is causing all of this. So if it rains, the same people who fail to listen to advice will now be screaming at government for help. And so I think it will be in government's interest to kill those things at the nascent stages, so that they don't grow to become things that government later will have to be saddled with. So we commend Linda Oklu. She's doing a yeoman's job, or a yeowoman's job, if there's any term like that. We hope that she's given the necessary backing and protection, so she's able to do this to the end.
But again, on that, let me just add that, you see, Linda Oklu, for me, she's done one of three things to be done. And she's taken the more difficult one, okay, which most governments have shied away from. That is physically uprooting the structures. Okay, we are in a rainy season. The rains will come, flooding will occur. So if you are able to deal with this one, at least you are able to, it means that you're going to bring some sanity in that space. The second thing that I think should be done is that the people who own the buildings, some of them claim that they were given building permits.
Yes, so prosecution.
Whose signatures do we have on those building permits? We should go after every officer who has signed on these building permits and arrest them. If we start arresting officers who have penned their signature on the so-called fraudulent building permits, the other officers will run away from it.
It will serve as a deterrent.
You understand? So if we just break the thing and then leave it, another person will go and give another permit. But those who give the permit, we should go after them, arrest them, prosecute them. You know, I was saying my neighbor, because these things, Linda Oklu is the minister for Greater Accra. She's not the minister for Ramsar site. What I mean is that she's not going to wake up in the morning every day and go and stand there to supervise bulldozers before some block will go and fall on her leg. She doesn't have to be doing that. There's a lot more she has to do. So we should pursue those who give, and it's not just the Ramsar side, the wager place, the same thing. And you go to the assemblies, there are connection people there. Connection. Their job is to involve themselves in all these illegal things. But Vivian, they can call you and tell you that, Charlie, if you want Ramsar site, we can organize for you.
Offer you specific places.
That's what they do. And they are all sitting there. When we are watching the thing and praying to God, they are also watching. They should go and arrest them.
And sometimes they will tell you to build fast.
Yes. And I think that's what most of these people were told.
Land and you tell me to build fast. That's a red flag. Why
No,
should I
because
build fast?
and then the thing when you put up the building, it can't be pulled down.
Well, that's what we're told.
Yes.
When it's just
But we've seen buildings pulled down.
Now they are pulling it
I mean,
down.
not even for government. If I have land, we come to build on the land. Yeah, build. In the end, it may belong to me. In the end, it may belong to me. So build. If I tell you that you don't have to build because I'll show you documents and you still want to build, in the end, it will belong to me. If that's what you want. And we've seen buildings even in huge areas or buildings in areas pulled down. So that thing is not true. It's not a law anymore. It's not true. Buildings are pulled down. So if you are there, they tell you that lentil level, they can't pull it down. So you are building the night, morning, afternoon, in the night. By the time we wake up in the morning, the thing has gone
finished.
up.
I want to show you guys a picture or some pictures of the Ramsar site, the Sakumala, before we started messing up the place, when the water was all over and it was so beautiful with the beds and all that. So this is what we had before. Look at this. And so, guys, this has been filled with sand. Is that where we got to?
Wow.
So this is what we had. And then I want to show you the pictures of what we did to this. So this is us busy building.
You see, it's what we call in Ghana Obu.
So it becomes very...
It's Obu that's come upon us.
Look at that.
What is this?
Wow, it's become a whole community.
Yeah.
No.
From that beautiful, lovely, quiet, so beautiful and refreshing, into concrete.
And then you don't know why when it rains, everywhere gets flooded.
Look at the place.
I mean, that place, when it rains, it cuts you
You don't
off.
even see any building there.
No, nothing.
Oh, Lord.
And the beds are all gone. The beds are all gone. Look.
Why?
Well, so we hope that with what is happening now, we'll
I
get
don't
this
know what
back.
the environment people will do, because these Ramsar sites are very well documented physical bodies, and
international conventions and all that.
Yes.
Oh man, let's pray for Linda Oklu and her team.
She appears to understand the
Yeah.
road. I mean, from the traffic, not the traffic light. I mean, street lights. Even though we think all is not been done, but she appears to be taking.
When you do, nobody will come after you.
Yeah, she appears to be taking
Pull down somebody's
pulling
house,
down houses
blood
that
and
people have
sweat,
used their money to build, howbeit wrongly. She needs the support of the government properly, so that it doesn't become Linda Oklu versus the people. Because that one, this is Ghana.
Okay. So we'll move away from that. We'll go to another story. that made headlines 2 days yesterday, actually. I'll read it quickly. It has to do with, and the headline from City Newsroom says, Mahama removes Anne Sansadali from NHI board over licensing concerns. It says, President John Mahama has revoked the appointment of Anne Sansadali from the board of the National Health Insurance Authority following concerns about a lack of a valid license to practice medicine in Ghana. In the letter from the Office of the President, the government announced that Professor Dr. Ernest York has been nominated to replace Dali with immediate effect. The presidency has instructed relevant authorities to facilitate Professor York's swearing in. And then he goes to give us a background to all that. My concern with this story is how we do our diligence or background checks in choosing people to take up roles, especially when they say they are what? A, B, C, D.
I think this one, it passed through the system.
It dribbled the
system. It dribbled the system small. I think that's it dribbled the system small, you know.
And the system wasn't able to catch it.
If the person, I'm told, was involved in, was around during the campaign and played a role during the campaign, I mean, somebody you have campaigned with, and then you've won an election, what due diligence are you doing?
I'm sure in the course of the campaign, if any health issue came up, she was like the go-to person once in a while and talk. Maybe she talks the language and stuff like that.
This matter, we've seen some before. A friend of mine said that he did this campaign thing with some Dr. B some time ago, and then they won the election, and then they had gone to Adom FM for one of these political programs, and then he had a headache, and so the doctor wrote something for him that should go and buy.
Why is this story very familiar?
He entered the pharmacy shop, and then the pharmacy assistant said, "It's a crime, no way."
Why is this story familiar? You mean the medicine was for dogs? They used to buy much of that.
So I mean, if you campaign with a person, you have a relationship with a person. Now we've won, we've all celebrated, and we are sharing the post. They say due diligence, you know. But for the person, if all we are hearing about her is true, then she hasn't been fair to the president, you know, because somebody reposing this level of trust in you, and you, if what we are hearing is true, you knew you were not a doctor, a medical doctor at that. I don't know, unless what we are hearing is not true. But you are not a doctor and they call you doctor, you respond and you put stethoscope. Is it drama?
She had a show.
Yeah, she had a show on TV.
Yeah.
With that, you know,
but that's for showbiz. People call themselves different names. I don't know, I haven't seen the show before, but so what the show, she refers to herself as a medical doctor?
Yes, as a doctor, and gives advice and all that, talks about issues.
And she gives medicine?
Not on the show, but of course. I wish we could play the video of her talking about, you know, some of the health issues.
Really?
If we can.
Then she must be a smart woman. Yeah. If she's gotten away with this thing, and the other doctors who watch her
never said anything,
have not said anything, well, maybe AI. She's using AI.
This is the end of AI.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's quite confusing, really, because I don't know. It's very confusing. there are people who do that even in law. They go to court. They are not lawyers, but there was a guy in Kenya too, like
that. And then
they speak the language. They argue. They do it the way they have to be done.
If you go to court and pose that you're a lawyer,
you are not
a lawyer, who would die?
Yeah.
Who would die?
This
but as for a doctor, if you kill human beings.
Okay, so the video is hang on. The video is ready. Let's hear it.
All the money, and are using all the money to pay bills. When you bring it, we'll take it, because we're here to take care of you. This is Health and Life with Dr. Daly. My name is Dr. Ann Sansa Daly. This is Health and Life with Dr. Daly. My name is Dr. Ann Sansa Daly.
As investigations intensify, Channel 1 News has learned that her show has been suspended, given life with Dr. Daily.
All the money and are using all the money to pay bills. When you bring it, we'll take it because we're here to take care of you. This is Health and Life with Dr. Daly. My name is Dr. Ann Sansa Daly. This is Health and Life with Dr. Daly. My name is Dr. Ann Sansa Daly.
Yeah, so that, Dr. Ankasa.
Dr. Daly.
Yeah.
And you see, well, so she was to serve on the NHI board. You know,
Yeah.
there's a part of the NHI law that requires some doctors to be on the board, but not everybody on the board should be a doctor or whatever. So there are people who are appointees of the president, but they are not doctors. So if you insist on serving on the NHI board, you could come under one of those, not to come as a doctor. So that's terrible. So if indeed she's been living a life for all this while, well, I mean, too bad. But it's unfortunate.
But I really must say that I like the speed with which
it was done.
Jubilee House revoked the appointment.
I think that the regulatory agency, the Medical and Dental Council,
came out to
a few
also
other
say,
people raised issues. So if it's coming from that side, that we don't know her as a doctor, we are not sure, and I'm sure some conversation would have gone
No,
on.
but if Ghana Medical Association or Council comes out to say we don't know her, it doesn't mean she's not a doctor.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm just saying that on finding out that it's a controversial space, they acted swiftly. And for me, that's commendable. You know, sometimes, we want to investigate. Then before you see, they take her and put her somewhere else and all. Now they say, Mama, you say you be doctor. We say you no be doctor. Move the whole body and soul. And the thing that the woman was showing on social media is not easy.
If you move the body and the soul.
I'm telling you, the whole Kabodo wasn't easy.
In the words of OG.
So you know, you guys have done well. Hey, Marcelo, does it pose a criminal offense?
No, it's criminal to be posing as something you are not, and
impersonation.
especially if she provided services that way, that even makes it very worse.
So they will go after him.
After her, they should.
They will go after her.
They should, but who will go after her?
Yoko
do with organized crime, economic and organized crime. It's possible they be called to answer a few
because
questions.
I spoke to the spokesperson for the Ministry of Health, and he was saying that because she didn't say her certificates were from here, and she wasn't practicing in any hospital they are aware of for now, they can't really press or push for
who's
anything.
they? He's talking on behalf of the ministry.
No, he means the other agencies that are regulators, not, in total.
It's not the agencies. We are talking about the presidency.
Okay.
No agency appointed her. It's the presidency that appointed her.
Oh, you are talking about the presidency taking action.
Of course.
Okay.
Because this is deceiving.
Yeah, it's deceit.
The regulators.
It's deceit. So I don't know whether, people call themselves all kinds of things, but if she calls herself in official capacity as a doctor, of course we see DJs and calling them doctor this, doctor that. But if in official capacity she calls herself like that and she allows herself, she refers to herself as a doctor in a professional sense, that is serious. That is wrong. That's
you just made the point that some of the seats on the board of NHI should go to doctors. And clearly,
yes. So if that is the seat she's taking,
then
that's she was replaced by a doctor.
Yes. If that's the seat she's taking, then that's a problem. So by now, I'm sure if indeed she's studied medicine and qualified, no matter which part of the world she did it in, she should be able to, and she understand from what Sames is saying, she's very active on social media. She should be able to put out some
small.
She should put some of those things out there so we see. If they exist, as in certificates and licenses exist, we are not saying it should be in Ghana necessarily.
Okay.
Those things should come out. So by now, I'm sure those things should have come out.
Well, we'll see how this issue pans out. But we have a few minutes. I want us to wrap up with the shutdown of Ghana's embassy in the U.S. The Daily Graphic, for example, says visa scam rocks embassy in U.S. Staff create fraudulent account, employee sack. City Newsroom says Abalakwa's embassy shutdown sends strong anti-corruption message. This is from Elikem Kotoku. But some feel that the minority, for example, what we did in terms of the shutting down of the embassy was in bad taste diplomatically. Let me take your thoughts on that, then I'll come to...
Well,
they didn't shut the embassy.
Is it for some 2 days?
They closed the operations.
The visa side. The visa side.
Yes, they closed the operations of the embassy. They didn't shut it. You can't shut an embassy with an announcement. You know, I think the media communication was not reflective of exactly what happened. That we have shut. You can't just come and sit here and say I have shut embassy or Ghana embassy in the US just by putting it in graphic or city newsroom. They had to put a temporary hold on the operations. Okay. Now, what I thought could have been done was to invite all those guys quietly to Ghana first.
Those involved in this.
And then when you barb them, you barb them like that, take them to court. When you find them guilty, you jail them. Then you go on with your life. Because you see, these things, they are so embarrassing. If what we are hearing, if that's what happened, then you can't even hold a Ghanaian passport with pride. In the US, you go and do connections so that you change the money. What is this? Why?
The link on the website takes you somewhere else.
So they have personal accounts and all that for them to be able to perpetrate.
They have to. Some of them will run away.
Yeah, I hope they have the situation under control. I hope they have the people before sounding the alarm. Otherwise, and that's another country, you have to go and look for the person. And when you look for him, now you have to go as a different country. You have to bring him down to Ghana. It becomes a whole state-to-state matter. I hope they maybe invite them here. If they come and you arrest them, then you can start things. I hope they have all of that, under control. But it's embarrassing. It's bad. And what the evil the human mind can think and do sometimes is mind-boggling. Let them investigate, let them punish them if they have to be punished. Let it serve as a deterrent to everybody else.
One thing I heard that's what I said we beg. I heard that the Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament said they want
to go there.
They are going to the US to go and check. Please, we beg you.
I think they were supposed to go today or so.
We beg. They want to go. No. We beg you, don't go.
Our good friend, Okoboy, Vanderpool, announced this.
Spoke to the president. They are going there. The whole committee. They are going to America. They sit in plane, and they are going to America to go and check whether the embassy, whether it's true. Charlie, why Okoboy? Why? When I heard it, I thought I didn't hear it well. They said, yes, we have to go there. I said, to do what?
Go and check to be sure that it's true.
What, you don't believe a black one?
No, they want to see. That's oversight.
Sure, yeah.
A black one is executive. This one is oversight, parliamentary oversight. So they have to see.
Yeah,
armchair oversight. No, what you want them to do is armchair oversight. You don't like that.
Charlie, I said Eradi.
That will be armchair oversight. They want to go there.
The whole committee.
Yeah, go there.
But who should they leave behind?
Go there.
So the whole committee of about how many people?
Like a week or two.
Like 12 to 15 people. They will sit in plane that they are going to the Ghana embassy.
Fact finding by partisan committee.
The embassy is what? In Washington?
Washington
DC.
By partisan committee.
Then they may tour
the New York consulate and all of that. Yeah. They may tour other places to be sure that similar things are not happening. For 2 weeks.
Parliament, Munjas are there. Oh, what be that?
That's oversight work.
Yeah.
Oh, go on that boy. I see how Charlie with a nice hair, Charlie.
Chenche.
Yeah, do the yomo nice. Charlie, chenche.
And the chenche is always fresh.
Charlie, no, if fresh beard with yomo-lized beard, Charlie, they issue the English, Charlie.
Thank you very much.
Charlie, Ghana, why is there obviously online?
Thank you so much, guys.
Charlie, I love our attire. I laughed at
I have a friend, Lokko. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.